What if the one person who holds your future in their hands is also the one who holds your heart? And everyone just found out. The ballroom of the Grand Meridian Hotel in downtown Seattle shimmered under 1,000 crystal lights. It was the 10th anniversary of Apex Dynamics, the tech startup turned industry giant that Gabriel Reyes had built from a garage idea into a billion-dollar empire. Tables draped in white linen held centerpieces of white orchids and silver accents. Laughter and clinking glasses filled the air. Employees in their best suits and dresses mingled, toasting to success, bonuses, and the promise of more. Theo Harper stood near the edge of the crowd, nursing a glass of sparkling water. At 28, he was one of the senior data analysts, the quiet guy who fixed problems before anyone noticed they existed. Dark hair neatly combed, blue eyes observant behind thin frames. He wore a charcoal suit that fit perfectly because he'd spent too much time alone tailoring his life to avoid attention. Across the room, Gabriel moved like he owned the space, which he did. 42, broad-shouldered, with a smile that could close deals or break hearts. His dark eyes scanned the room, landing on Theo for a fraction longer than necessary. No one noticed. Or so Theo thought. They had been careful. 6 months of stolen lunches in conference rooms with locked doors, late-night texts that deleted themselves, weekends in Gabriel's cabin up in the Cascades where no one from work would ever show up. It started innocently, a shared coffee after a brutal deadline, a conversation about family that turned personal, a brush of hands that neither pulled away from. Then it became everything. But tonight was different. Gabriel had insisted Theo come. "It's our anniversary too," he'd said with that half-smile that made Theo's stomach flip. Theo had agreed, against his better judgment. The lights dimmed. A spotlight hit the stage. Gabriel stepped up to the microphone, tuxedo impeccable, voice steady and warm. 10 years ago, I stood in a cramped apartment with a laptop and a dream. Tonight, I stand here with all of you, the people who turned that dream into reality. To every late night, every pivot, every win. Thank you. Applause thundered. Gabriel raised his glass. And to the future. To the people who make this place more than a company. To the ones who remind me why I started this in the first place. His gaze found Theo again. This time it lingered. Theo's pulse hammered. Gabriel stepped off the stage, weaving through the crowd. People clapped him on the back, shook his hand. He smiled, nodded, but his path was clear. Straight to Theo. Theo froze. Gabriel. Before he could finish, Gabriel was there, close enough that Theo could smell his cologne, cedar and citrus. Without a word, Gabriel cupped Theo's face with both hands and kissed him. Not a peck. Not a secret brush. A real kiss. Deep, certain, full of everything they'd kept hidden. The room went silent. Then came the gasps. A glass shattered somewhere. Whispers exploded into murmurs. Theo pulled back first, eyes wide. "What are you doing?" Gabriel didn't let go. "I'm done hiding." Theo's heart slammed against his ribs. He looked around. Faces stared, some shocked, some confused, a few smiling tentatively. His team lead, Maria, stood with her mouth open. The intern he'd mentored last summer looked like he'd been hit. And then someone shouted. "Theo!" It was Jake, from marketing. Loud, drunk, incredulous. "Theo Harper?" The name echoed. Theo felt exposed, raw, like every layer he'd built to protect himself had been ripped away in one moment. Gabriel turned to the room, still holding Theo's hand. "Yes, Theo. My partner. For 6 months now. And I love him." The silence stretched. Then applause started, hesitant at first, then stronger. Not everyone joined. Some slipped toward the exits. Some whispered, but enough clapped that the sound filled the space. Theo couldn't breathe. He yanked his hand free and walked, fast, toward the balcony doors. Gabriel followed. Outside, the Seattle night was cool, the city lights glittering below. Theo gripped the railing, knuckles white. "Why?" His voice cracked. "Why now? Why like that?" Gabriel stood beside him, not touching. "Because I was tired of pretending you weren't the best thing in my life. Because I saw you standing there, alone in a room full of people, and I couldn't stand it anymore. You didn't ask me. I know. You outed me. Us. I know." Gabriel's voice was quiet. "I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry I kissed you." Theo laughed, bitter. "Easy for you to say. You're the CEO? People will whisper about you for a week, then call you brave. Me? They'll question every promotion, every late night I worked. They'll wonder if I slept my way up. Gabriel flinched. I would never. But they will think it. And you just made sure they have the perfect story. Theo turned away, staring at the skyline. His phone buzzed, texts from coworkers, from his sister, from his mom. He didn't look. I need space, he said. Gabriel nodded slowly. Okay. But Theo, this isn't the end. Not unless you want it to be. Theo didn't answer. He walked back inside, past the staring eyes, past the music that had started again, and out the front doors into the night. Theo didn't go home. He drove to the small apartment he kept in Capitol Hill, the one he hadn't told Gabriel about yet, the backup plan he'd never quite let go of. The place was sparse, a couch, a bed, books stacked on the floor. Safe. Anonymous. He sat on the floor with his back against the wall and cried. Not loud sobs, but the quiet kind that hurt more. Tears for the boy who'd grown up in a small Oregon town where different meant alone. Tears for the man who'd learned to hide, so well he sometimes forgot what truth felt like. Tears for the love he'd finally let himself have, only to watch it explode in public. His phone kept buzzing. He turned it off. Morning came gray and rainy. Theo called in sick, first time in 3 years. He spent the day staring at the ceiling, replaying the kiss, the shout, Gabriel's face when he said, I love him. By evening, he turned the phone back on. 47 missed calls. Text from Gabriel. Please talk to me. I'm sorry. Where are you? From his sister, Lila. Theo? Mom saw something on Twitter. Call me. Twitter. Of course. Someone had filmed it. He opened the app. The clip was everywhere, grainy but clear enough. Apex CEO gay kiss corporate coming out, trending in Seattle circles. Comments ranged from supportive to vicious. Brave king. Power abuse. Hot. Disgusting. Theo threw the phone across the room. A knock at the door. He froze. Another knock. Theo. It's me. Gabriel. Theo opened the door a crack. Gabriel stood there in jeans and a hoodie, hair messy, eyes red-rimmed. How did you find me? I have resources. Gabriel tried a small smile. It didn't reach his eyes. Can I come in? Theo stepped aside. The apartment felt smaller with Gabriel in it. He looked around, taking in the emptiness. You never told me about this place. It was my safety net. Gabriel winced. I hate that you needed one. Theo crossed his arms. What do you want? To explain. To apologize. To beg if I have to. Theo sat on the couch. Gabriel stayed standing. I planned to tell the board first, Gabriel said. Quietly. Then you and I would decide how public to go. But last night, seeing you across the room, knowing what we'd built, what I felt, I couldn't wait anymore. It was selfish. I know that. Theo stared at his hands. Do you regret it? No. Gabriel's voice was firm. I regret hurting you. I regret not talking to you first. But not the kiss. Not claiming us. Silence stretched. Theo finally looked up. My mom called Lila. She's confused. She thinks it's a phase. Or a publicity stunt. Gabriel exhaled. I'm sorry. And my team? Maria texted me. She said half the floor is talking about whether my last promotion was merit-based. Gabriel closed his eyes. I'll fix that. I'll make a statement. HR will. It's not about statements. It's about trust. Perception. Reality. Gabriel knelt in front of him. Then let me earn it back. Let me show you, and them, that this is real. That you're the best analyst I have, period. That I love you because you're you, not because of what you do for the company. Theo's throat tightened. I don't know if I can go back there. You don't have to. Take time. Work remote. Quit if you want. I'll support whatever you decide. Theo laughed hollowly. Quit. And do what? Start over somewhere new? Hiding again? Or stay? Fight for your place. With me beside you. Theo studied Gabriel's face, the lines of worry, the sincerity. He wanted to believe it. God, he wanted to. I need time, he said again. Gabriel nodded. Take all you need. But don't disappear on me. Please. Theo didn't promise anything. Gabriel left quietly. That night, Theo dreamed of the small town he'd left behind. His father's disappointed face when he came out at 17. The way his mother hugged him but never quite met his eyes again. The years of careful distance. He woke up resolved. He would go back. Not for Gabriel. For himself. Monday morning, Theo walked into Apex Dynamics like it was any other day. Head high. Suit pressed. Coffee in hand. The lobby security guard nodded. Morning, Theo. No whispers. Yet. The elevator ride was silent. When the doors opened on the 15th floor, conversations paused. Then resumed, too loudly casual. Maria met him at his desk. You okay? Theo nodded. Yeah. Thanks for asking. She squeezed his shoulder. We're good. Most of us, anyway. He sat down, opened his laptop. Work waited. Reports, dashboards, the usual chaos. Normalcy felt like armor. At 10, an all-hands email from Gabriel. Subject, a personal note. Theo didn't open it right away. When he did, last Saturday, I made a choice without consulting the person most affected. I kissed Theo Harper in front of all of you because I love him, and I was tired of hiding it. That was my truth, but it wasn't his moment to share. For that, I'm sorry, Theo. To the team, Apex has always stood for innovation and inclusion. That doesn't change. Theo's work speaks for itself. Any suggestion otherwise is unacceptable. HR is available if anyone needs to talk. To those uncomfortable, your feelings are valid, but respect is not optional. We're moving forward. Together. Gabriel. Theo stared at the screen. Part of him was angry Gabriel had spoken for him again. Part of him was grateful. A message popped up from Gabriel's private account. Can we talk? My office. Whenever you're ready. Theo waited until lunch. The office was quieter then. Gabriel's office overlooked Puget Sound. He stood at the window when Theo entered. You didn't have to send that, Theo said. I did. Gabriel turned. I owed you. Theo sat. People are still talking. They will. For a while. Theo rubbed his temples. My parents want to meet you. Gabriel blinked. They do. They're driving up next weekend. Mom says she needs to see the man who kissed my son on video. Gabriel swallowed. Okay. I'll be there. Theo studied him. You're not scared? Terrified. But I'd rather face them than lose you. Theo felt something loosen in his chest. Not forgiveness. Not yet. But possibility. They talked for an hour. Work. Us. The future. No promises, just honesty. When Theo left, a few coworkers smiled genuinely. Progress. But that evening, a new problem arrived. Jake from marketing cornered him in the parking garage. Look, man, I'm not homophobic. But you gotta see how this looks. People think. I know what people think, Theo cut in. They thought it before the kiss too. Nothing's changed except now it's visible. Jake shifted. Some of us are worried about the stock dip. Investors are conservative. Theo's jaw tightened. Then tell them to look at the numbers. Not my personal life. Jake backed off. But the seed was planted. Theo drove home wondering if love was worth the cost. The weekend came fast. Theo's parents arrived Saturday morning, pulling into his apartment complex in their old Subaru. Dad, Tom, tall, quiet, retired mechanic. Mom, Ellen, warm but cautious, a high school counselor. They hugged him tightly. No questions yet. Gabriel arrived at noon, flowers in hand, lilies for Ellen, a bottle of scotch for Tom. He wore jeans, a button-down, no tie. Approachable. Dinner was takeout Thai at Theo's table. Conversation stayed light at first. Weather, the drive, Apex's growth. Then Ellen set her fork down. So, the video. Gabriel nodded. I owe you both an apology too. I acted without thinking how it would affect Theo or his family. Tom leaned back. You love my son? Yes, sir. More than anything. Ellen looked at Theo. And you? This isn't just convenience. Theo met her eyes. No. It's real. Scary. But real. She reached across, squeezed his hand. Then we'll figure it out. Tom studied Gabriel. You hurt him. I'll hurt you. CEO or not. Gabriel smiled faintly. Understood. After dinner, Theo and Gabriel walked his parents to their hotel. On the way back, Theo stopped under a street lamp. They like you. Gabriel exhaled. I like them. Theo stepped closer. I'm still angry about the kiss. But I'm not running. Gabriel touched his cheek. Good. Because I'm not letting go. They kissed, slow, private, under the rain that had started to fall. But trouble brewed at work. Monday brought rumors of a board meeting. Investors questioning stability. A few senior execs whispering about distractions. Gabriel called Theo in. The board wants a plan. Damage control. Theo crossed his arms. And I'm not hiding us. But I need to show them the company comes first. Theo felt cold. Meaning, publicly, we keep it professional. No more displays. Give them time. Theo stared. You want me to pretend again? Just at work. For now. Theo's voice rose. You outed us. Now you want me back in the closet? It's temporary. It's cowardice. Gabriel flinched. I'm protecting what we've built. Both of us. Theo turned to leave. I need to think. He walked out, heart pounding. That night, he called Lila. I don't know if I can do this, he told her. She was quiet. Do you love him? Yes. Then fight for it. But don't lose yourself. Theo hung up, staring at the ceiling. He didn't sleep. The next week was tense. Theo and Gabriel kept distance at work, polite nods, necessary meetings. No lunches. No texts during the day. Theo buried himself in projects. Numbers didn't judge, but isolation crept in. Colleagues who once joked now hesitated. Invites to after-work drinks dried up. Friday, Maria pulled him aside. People miss you, she said. Not the drama, the real you. Theo forced a smile. Thanks. That evening, Gabriel showed up at Theo's apartment, unannounced. Theo let him in. I can't do this, Gabriel said. The distance. The pretending. It's killing me. Theo sat. You asked for it. I know. I was wrong. Theo looked at him, really looked. Gabriel looked exhausted. Shadows under his eyes. Shoulders slumped. The board pushed, Gabriel continued. They wanted separation. A statement distancing us. I told them no. Theo's breath caught. You did. I told them if they couldn't accept me as I am, love and all, then they could find a new CEO. Theo stared. You'd walk away? For you? Yes. Theo felt tears prick. Don't. Not for me. Then for us. Gabriel knelt. Marry me. Not now. Not rushed. But someday. Let me prove I'm all in. Theo laughed through tears. You're insane. Maybe. But I'm yours. Theo pulled him up, kissed him hard. Yes. Someday. They talked until dawn. Plans. Fears. Hopes. Monday, Gabriel called an emergency all hands. No slides. Just him, standing center stage. I made a mistake. I forced our story public without consent. That's on me. But the love? That's real. Theo is brilliant, kind, essential to this company. If you can't work here knowing that, that's okay. But I won't hide who I am anymore. Or who he is to me. He looked straight at the camera. To our investors, the numbers are strong. The culture is stronger. If that's not enough, thank you for the ride. Silence. Then applause, louder than before. Theo watched from his desk, heart full. After, Gabriel found him. Still mad. Theo smiled. A little. But mostly proud. They walked out together, hand in hand. Not hiding. Months passed. The storm settled. Some left. More stayed. Apex thrived. New contracts, new hires, a culture that felt honest. Theo and Gabriel moved in together. A house in Fremont with a view of the water. Weekends hiking. Dinners with friends. Visits from Theo's parents, who now called Gabriel's son. One evening, a year after the gala, they sat on the porch. Theo leaned against Gabriel. Remember when you asked me to marry you? Gabriel chuckled. Vividly. Theo pulled a small box from his pocket. Inside, 2 simple platinum bands. Let's make someday today. Gabriel's eyes shone. Yes. They married quietly. Family, close friends, Maria officiating in their backyard. No cameras. No spectacle. Just vows spoken with certainty. I promise to choose you, Theo said, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. Gabriel's voice cracked. I promise to listen. To wait. To love you out loud, but only when you're ready. Rings slid on. Kisses shared. Cheers rose. Later, alone, they danced in the living room to no music, just heartbeat and breath. Life wasn't perfect. Whispers lingered in boardrooms. Family holidays still held awkward moments. But they faced them together. Theo never forgot the shout of his name that night. It had broken something, but it had also set him free. In the end, love wasn't about hiding or shouting. It was about choosing, every day, to show up as yourself, for the person who saw you fully and stayed. Personal reflection. This story reminds us that courage isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet persistence after the spotlight fades. Love demands honesty, but it also asks patience with others, with ourselves. In a world quick to judge, the real victory is living authentically, scars and all, and finding those who walk beside you anyway. No easy answers, just the daily choice to keep choosing each other. That's the truest kind of strength.